I wish you all safety, luck, and most importantly, success. The Major entered his speech, and the first of the four captains began calling out names. Suma and I were in the third squad, which was led by Captain Gugorles and Second Lieutenant Datahu. Second Lieutenant Datahu flew up to me after the Major's speech. "Sentinel, it's time to talk," she said. "Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?" I asked. "You have chaos magic. By royal decree, we will be giving you specialized training to allow you to utilize your skills to the fullest. This will be on top of your training along with the other new members." "More training? I thought that the camp had already trained us," I asked, confused. "If you were going to be a normal soldier, then yes, the camp would have been sufficient. But this team will be going behind enemy lines, and you need to be ready for that. Besides, even by the standards of a normal soldier, you fall short." "What? But I thought..." "Your ability to use chaos magic granted you and your master a place on this team, but I will not allow a single untrained mage to put the rest of the Drakes in danger." I understand," I said solemnly. "What kind of training will it be?" "As I understand, you completely lack an understanding of the fundamentals, correct?" she asked. Yes, that's fair. Then we will start there. After you have completed your team training and live fire exercises, you will report for private tutoring with a specifically chosen magic theory instructor we have selected." "Yes, ma'am." After our talk, Captain Gigales brought our team together and led us to our quarters. Well, the Nume's quarters. "Sentinel, you are technically a familiar, so we did not know of any special accommodations you may need. Until we can find a more permanent solution, you will simply return home after training, rather than staying here," Captain Gigales explained. "Yes, sir, I understand." "Excellent. Now, everyone will have 1 day to get settled. Specialized stealth, team combat, and aerial evasion training start tomorrow." With that, the captain and lieutenant left us to get settled in. I didn't know what they meant by that at first because nobody was carrying anything. They're all birds after all. But one by one, everyone started summoning large chests and boxes of supplies. The floor filled with one magic circle after the other until everyone, even Suma, had summoned at least 2 boxes of materials. We didn't need to make introduction because everyone who was on our team was the Nume we met earlier in the waiting room. Odin's, Ro, Suma, Nine, the lieutenant, and finally the captain. Once everything was summoned, I watched as they started to use mana wrapping to position everything where they needed, or wanted around their beds, nests, whatever you call them. "Jake, would you mind helping me?" Suma asked, while she carefully moved some kind of brown fabric from a box to her nest. "Sure, no problem," I said, and took it from her as she stopped the mana wrapping. "Thank you, Jake. Fabric is much more difficult for me than solid objects." "I find rolling it up tightly first helps keep it stable," Rao said, and picked up a neatly folded tube of cloth with mana wrapping, before laying it on her own nest. "I'll have to try that next time," Suma said. "Jake, would you just lay that on my roost for me?" Roost, I should have guessed, I thought. I laid the fabric down, carefully spreading it out in a way I thought it would be comfortable. "So, does anyone need any help getting settled in?" I offered. "I could use some lifting the sack," Odin said. I picked it up for him and noticed it was kind of heavy, and pretty big too. At least as tall as Odin's was, and 1/3 meter wide. "Wow, what's in this?" I asked. "My favourite seeds. Wasn't sure I'd be able to get them here, so I brought them along enough to last a few months. These grow the best Iggy fruits," he explained. I helped everyone unpack, and we all talked a bit too. They learned Suma was their healing mage, and I was a chaos magic user, which freaked them out a bit at first. Then they all started talking about themselves. Rao and Odin's were cousins. They volunteered together a year ago and were both battle mages. Odin specialized in fire and lightning types of energy magic, while Rao specialized in water and plant type nature magic. Nine was a support mage who used soul magic, specifically memory and illusion. "What are your specialties, Jake?" Nine asked. "You do chaos magic, right? You must have a pretty incredible one." Well, I don't really have one, I don't think. I kinda just use whatever I need to, you know," I said. "Well, you must be better at one of the forms than the others," Odin theorized. "I guess I'm pretty good with fire magic," I offered, "but my affinity is for inversion." "So, does that mean your fire is cold then?" Rao asked. "What do you mean?" "The flames your magic produces, are they cold? Because of the inversion, I mean?" "I don't think so. I've definitely melted stuff before," I said. "Having been close to his flames on several occasions, I can assure you they are quite warm. Almost unbearably so," Suma interjected. "I did turn some flames cold once, though," I added. I put some mana into a fire rune and it froze what I was trying to heat up. So your flames are cold then, Odin said. Well, no. What happened was my inversion magic affected the rune, and that's why the flames were cold, I explained. Did you not tell me you also turned the magistrate's flames cold, Jake? Sumer asked. Oh yeah, so I guess that's 2 times then. Are you sure you don't have cold flames? Sure sounds like you might, Rao said jokingly. I laughed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. My inversion doesn't affect my own spells, just others. Have you ever tried? Nine asked. Well, actually no. No, I haven't. It never really occurred to me, I said, surprised at my own oversight. You should try it during training, Nine suggested.